Today we celebrate the solemnity of the Annunciation of the Lord. Such a great solemnity when we celebrate the most important yes in the history of the world. And certainly at a time when we are facing almost certainly a rather muted celebration of Easter. It invites us to look forward to 9 months from now when we celebrate the feast of Christmas, which is certain to be a more joyous celebration than usual this year. And we're also reminded that underlying that yes of Mary is some discomfort. The reading says that she's greatly troubled. The angel says to her, "Do not be afraid." It's a message to us in a day when we are greatly troubled, that God tells us, and He does so over and over again in the Scriptures, do not be afraid. To trust in His help, to trust in the reality of the incarnation anticipated in the Annunciation, that God Himself comes to save us, that God Himself in Jesus comes to experience everything that we as human beings experience. So in this time when our experience is anxiety and discomfort and fear, let us remember the word of the angel to Mary, do not be afraid. And let us remember the promise of Jesus, who comes fully man and fully God to totally enter into our human experience. And so we know that even now that we have a Savior in Jesus who experiences what we are experiencing and can comfort us in our fear and can offer us compassion. Now is the time that we can reflect more on the reality of Jesus by reading the Gospels, by seeing what He has to say to us in His human experience, and to see what He has to say to us when He also says, do not be afraid.